She laughed at a Filipino accent, but what happened next would surprise the world. It started as a small moment inside a normal day, something many people would ignore. A young woman in a crowded international office joked about how a Filipino coworker pronounced certain English words. She thought it was funny. She thought everyone else would laugh with her. But she had no idea that one small insult would trigger a response from Filipinos around the world, a response so powerful that it would expose deeper truths about culture, identity, and respect. It began with a Filipino employee named Rhea. She had been working overseas for years. She was calm, humble, and always doing her job quietly. English wasn't her first language, but she communicated clearly and confidently. One afternoon during a team meeting, she presented an update about a project. When she finished, a coworker sitting across from her let out a laugh, not a friendly laugh, but the kind you use when you're trying to embarrass someone. She repeated one of Rhea's words in an exaggerated, mocking Filipino accent. The room froze. People looked around awkwardly. Some giggled softly, not knowing what to do. Rhea kept quiet, but her eyes said everything. What she didn't know was that another colleague had recorded part of the meeting on her phone, not to expose anyone, but simply out of habit because she always took video notes. When she rewatched the clip later, she felt uncomfortable and decided to post her thoughts online. She didn't upload the video, just a story describing the moment. She wrote about how strange it felt to watch someone laugh at another person for speaking English differently. Within hours, the post went viral. Filipinos from every part of the world began to comment. Nurses in the UK, engineers in Dubai, caregivers in Canada, chefs in Australia, and seafarers in the Middle East all joined the discussion. They weren't angry at the woman who laughed. They were angry at the deeper issue behind it, the idea that a person's accent can be used to judge their intelligence, professionalism, or worth. Filipinos reminded everyone of a simple truth: English is not a measure of character. Many of them work in foreign countries, learning new languages while supporting families back home. Millions grow up juggling Tagalog, Cebuano, Ilocano, Hiligaynon, and other local languages before learning English on top of them. Many shared stories about being mocked for mispronouncing certain English words, yet still doing excellent work, saving lives, running businesses, teaching children, and holding important positions. As the post gained attention, something unexpected happened. Non-Filipinos joined the conversation too. Americans, Europeans, Africans, and other Asians shared their own struggles with accents. Some said they used to think certain accents sounded funny, until they realized they were judging people who spoke multiple languages while they themselves only spoke one. Others admitted they had once laughed at someone's accent but later regretted it when they began traveling and experienced the same thing abroad. Then the story took another turn. People from the Philippines started flooding social media with videos. They showed how flexible, melodic, and unique Filipino English is. Some demonstrated the different regional Filipino accents. Some showed how good Filipinos are at switching tones depending on who they're talking to. Others explained how the Philippines has one of the largest English-speaking populations in the world. The whole conversation transformed from a moment of mockery into a celebration of Filipino culture. Even celebrities joined the trend. A famous Filipino singer posted a video saying, "My accent may not be perfect, but my music reaches millions." A Filipino scientist working in Europe said, "My accent didn't stop me from presenting research that saves lives." Filipino comedians made light-hearted skits showing how clever and adaptable Filipino humor can be. What started as something negative turned into a global cultural moment filled with pride. The company where the incident happened eventually heard about the viral discussion. Human Resources requested statements from the people involved. The woman who laughed said she didn't mean any harm. She claimed she thought it was just a small joke. But when she started reading the worldwide reactions, she realized how many people she hurt, not just Rhea, but millions who experienced the same kind of treatment. She reached out to Rhea to apologize. This time, her voice shook. She realized the world wasn't laughing with her. They were holding her accountable. But something even more powerful happened next. Rhea forgave her. And that forgiveness became another part of the story that people talked about. Filipinos everywhere said, "That's who we are." They reminded the world that Filipinos are known for kindness, patience, and humility, not weakness, but strength. The strength to rise above, to stay graceful, to hold on to dignity even when someone tries to tear it down. Now think about this for a moment. Why do people treat accents as something to laugh at? Is it insecurity? Is it ignorance? Or is it simply a misunderstanding of how language works? Share your thoughts in the comments. Do you think accents should be celebrated instead of judged? Leave your answer below. But the story didn't end there. 1 week after the incident, the company invited Rhea to speak at a cultural awareness event. At first she didn't want to. She didn't like attention. But after reading thousands of messages from overseas Filipinos cheering her on, she agreed. When she stepped on stage, the room went silent. She shared her story, not just the meeting incident, but her entire journey as an overseas Filipino worker. She talked about leaving home young, navigating a foreign culture, and working hard to support her family. Then she talked about her act. She said it was a symbol of where she came from, of the people who raised her, of the home she left behind. She said she would never apologize for it again. The audience gave her a standing ovation. The video of her speech reached every corner of Filipino social media. Parents showed it to their children. Teachers discussed it in class. OFWs shared it during breaks. And many people cried watching it, not because the story was sad, but because it was real. It was their story too. Before we continue, take a moment and like this video if you're enjoying the story so far. It helps more people see content like this. And if you love stories that inspire pride, identity, and courage, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications. Now, here's something to think about. Have you ever been judged for the way you speak? How did it make you feel? Did it push you to hide your voice, or did it motivate you to speak louder? Share your experience in the comments section. Someone out there might relate. As more people watched the video, the conversation grew bigger. Experts in linguistics explained how accents develop from childhood. Psychologists talked about why people sometimes mock what they don't understand. Cultural historians highlighted how the Philippines' unique mix of languages makes its English sound musical and warm. It became a global lesson, not just about one woman laughing, but about respecting cultures. Days later, something even more unexpected happened. The co-worker who mocked Rhea asked if she could publicly apologize. She said she didn't want to be remembered as someone who insulted another person's culture. She wanted to grow. She wanted to change. And when she spoke, people noticed something: she didn't sound defensive. She sounded honest and learning. Even Filipinos who were angry told her they appreciated her apology. This moment showed another powerful truth. Cultural respect isn't just about punishing people. It's about educating them. It's about giving people room to understand, to reflect, and to become better. And that is why the world responded the way it did. Not out of hate or revenge, but out of unity. Filipinos everywhere used their voices to remind the world that respect matters. That accents are part of identity. And that every culture deserves dignity. Before we end, here's a question to think about: if someone mocked your culture, how would you respond? Would you stay quiet, speak up, forgive, or educate them? There is no right or wrong answer, just share your honest thoughts in the comments. And if this video opened your eyes or made you feel proud, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it. More people need to hear stories like this. Because this story isn't just about a laugh. It's about a lesson. A reminder that every voice carries history. Every accent carries a journey. And every culture carries a story worth respecting.